Often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws!
Welcome, race fans, to one of the toughest tracks that I personally have raced on an iRacing simulation, and I can also tell that the other drivers in the real life say Dover International Speedway is a tough challenge. They call this track the Monster Mile. They got a big old statue right outside the racetrack called Miles the Monster, and he can reach up and grab you. And why is this track so different than any other oval racing track? Well, I tell you what, this is a 1 mile speedway, and this is a very tough track because you're always on some kind of banking. Hello, everybody. My name is Tanner Sharp, and alongside me in the booth tonight is doing double duty, doing all the camera button pushing, and helping me call the action is Mr. David Everly. David, welcome to Dover International Speedway. This track is a 1 mile racetrack, and you're never even on this racetrack. And they also say if you're under green flag pit stops, it is one of the hardest pit roads to get onto. 24 degrees of banking, and on the straightaways by the start finish line and the backstretch, it's 9 degrees of banking. I know you have raced at this racetrack on the iRacing Sim before. What is your experience at Dover?
Turn 4 is killer. Miles the monster, he is there. He is lurking. He will reach up and grab at cars. You will go into that wall. Gotta watch for that bump. As the race goes longer, you're going to see the black get darker, and that means it's going to get a little slicker for these drivers out here. So as the race goes on, they are just going to have to definitely keep their cars in checks to make sure Miles don't take it away.
Yes, absolutely. And I tell you what, here at Dover, it's not just asphalt, Dave. That's the tricky part of it. It's not just asphalt on this track. That is actually all concrete on the racing surface. Concrete. Majority of the oval tracks you're racing on is an asphalt track, but the racetrack is concrete. The only asphalt part of it is the apron part of the racetrack, and pit road can be a difficult spot too, because pit road, you're on an asphalt, and the commitment line to get the pit road is a little sooner to the entrance, but winding down the car to get down to 35 miles an hour, that's like Bristol. That's like if you're at Bristol and you have to slow down for pit road speed. That's a pit road speed here at Dover is 35 miles an hour, and you're coming in on an asphalt, but your pit box is concrete, which if you spin the tires on concrete, it might not end up very good for you. But hopefully we can see some good old green flag racing today, see some green flag pit stop action, so we can show you what we're talking about. Let's talk about the drivers a little bit here. Carl Shed so far on top of the board. With the practice time and the pole time right now, all drivers are in qualification session. But before we go ahead and start talking about the drivers in qualification, let's take a look at the point standings. Michael Laraya is currently the points leader after winning last week at the Pocono 200 at Pocono Raceway. He's out front with 2 wins with 393 points. Michael Fennelson in second in points. He is 39 points back. That's 354 points for Michael Fennelson. He does not have a win yet this season, but he has the most top 10, one of the drivers with the most top 10s than any other driver this season. The other driver being Michael Laraya. Joshua Adams third in points, 45 points back with 348. Walker Thomas in fourth place in the standings, 52 points back. Carl Shed is fifth in points, who's so far on top of the board with 1 win this season. He's 58 points back. Ryan Dyson in 6th, Robert Kenny in 7th, Corey Hoover in 8th, Joseph Tice in 9th with 2 wins on the season, and Bradley Burke rounding out the top 10. He also has a win on the season as well. We got a bunch of drivers, Dave, so far that have won a race this season, like Michael Laraya, Carl Shed, Corey Hoover, Joseph Tice, Bradley Burke, Joe Lawrence, Shane Tyrion, but there is some big name drivers in this league that have yet to visit Victory Lane. One of those, in my opinion, is fast every week. That is Walker Thomas. I'm trying to see where Walker Thomas is on the thing. He was third fastest, but so far he's 14th in qualification. So that's throws me a little bit of a curveball, because Dover is a very treacherous place, especially if you're going to work with hot, slick conditions. Now, speaking of slick conditions, the weather is 78 degrees, and the track temperature is on 103 degrees, so it can be a little slick for these guys coming off the corners, like you mentioned, Dave, of Turn 4. Turn 2 is another corner that might come out and grab you, because you're washing out to that outside wall, and obviously you don't want to hit it. The winds are coming from the north at 2 miles an hour, humidity 55%. So, Dave, any final thoughts here before we talk about the rest of the drivers there in the field here for Dover? We got about a little less than 5 minutes until qualification is over.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting race. It's been a great season so far with Upper Edge Racing in their Profile Machine Products Cup Series. We've seen a lot of drivers come close to getting that win, so it would not surprise me to see a long shot end up in Victory Lane.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to talk about a guy who needs to get a victory, and I know he can get a victory in this series. I'm going to talk with him I'm going to not talk with him, but I'm going to talk about him here in just a second. Folks, all you race fans, feel free to chat with us all night long here on www.youtube.com/Dre Broadcasting Channel or on the iRacing portal tonight. We are here, so feel free to chat with us tonight. So with that being said, let's talk about the drivers here. And there's one driver that needs to get the victory lane, in my opinion. He won the championship last season, but he's had a dismal start to the year. Last time he scored a top 5 finish was back in August 24th at Sonoma, and that is Austin Hartenfels, Dave. Defending the championship this season, has not visited victory lane. Only 4 top 10s and 11 starts. What are your thoughts on Austin Hartenfels so far?
Yeah, he's had a rough start to the season, but I tell you, you got to watch out for all these drivers. I mean, a lot of these drivers are great, so it's anybody's game. But I tell you, man, you can't count anybody out. It's anybody's ball game, especially with the season only just now reaching halfway. They still got 11 more races after tonight.
Yeah, speaking of more races, you're right. This is going to be counting tonight. Next week, they go to Darlington, and the week after is at Richmond. 3 races left until the playoffs. They get to go to the round of 12 at Chicagoland Speedway on October 12th, right here live on the Dre Broadcasting Network. So, and looking at their schedule, they got some good racetracks there, Dave. I tell you what, you got Watkins Glen in the mix in the chase. Martinsville's there, Talladega's there. There's a lot of mixed racetracks in that playoff schedule, and we got a lot of talented guys coming up through the ranks here as we are getting ready to grid up here for the 2017 Upper Edge Racing League's Profile Machine Products Cup Series, powered by Our Expression. Let's go through the field here, Dave. Since we're starting to grid up, Carl Shed is sitting on the pole here tonight, and he was fastest in practice. So we know Carl Shed in that 45 machine has a fast race car. Austin Hartenfels, who I just mentioned, 2016 defending champion, has yet to visit victory lane this season. He's going to line up in second in that Rheem 29 Chevrolet. Michael Araya, championship points leader, is going to roll off in third. Riley Grant Davis in the 24, I believe, the 3M machine is going to roll off in fourth. Rounding out that top 5, Trevor Rapolo. Corey Hoover's in 6th, Bradley Burke in 7th, 8th, Ryan Dyson, 9th is Joseph Tice, and Bronson Stafford rounding out the top 10. In 11th, Justin Munsell in Coors Light Ford. Shane Tyrions in 12th. Michael Fennelson, 2nd in points, will roll off 13th. Walker Thomas, 4th in points, will roll off in 14th. Jamie Dyson in 15th. Robert Kenny in 16th. Jacob Adams in 17th. Jake Watson, 18th. 19th place, Joe Lawrence. Joshua Adams in 20th. 21st, Corey Blevins. All right, Dave, I'm only seeing 2 drivers who did not grid, and that is Joe Lawrence and Jake Watson. So count about 19 drivers tonight who are going to take the green flag. So, with that being said, it's going to be all Carl Shed. That pace car is going to make a left down pit road, only 1 pace lap around Dover, and here comes pace. Actually, not even a pace lap, half a lap. Here we go. Carl Shed can go as he wishes. Right now, just waiting, probably until he gets on the straight. Don't spin the tires. Green, green, green. We are racing at Dover. Coming off turn 2 for the first time tonight is Carl Shed, clear all around of Austin Hartenfels. The first side-by-side battle is going to be for the 3rd spot. That is going to be the 33 machine of Corey Hoover battling for position underneath the 34 Michael Araya as Carl Shed is going to lead the first lap.
Yeah, they're going to go single file here. I don't think they're going to push it too hard too early. We do have 150 laps here tonight, but I mean, you got to be careful. They're running right about low 28 second to mid 28, 29 second lap times. So, you know, these guys know, but they got to conserve their car, got to conserve their tires because tire wear is going to be key.
22-second lap time now on the first lap at the moment. Corey Hoover in third place. Dave, we talked a lot about him last week at Pocono with one of the stronger cars on the racetrack, both short and long run. I am seeing some blinking internet connection problems with the 44 machine. He is blinking, getting a little warpy there. So that's something to keep an eye on. Michael Laraya in the fourth spot right now behind Corey Hoover. I do believe Race Control is getting on the radio about that right now, warning the 44 machine as he is. Battle for the lead. Austin Hartenfeld's on the bottom side of the racetrack, challenging Carl Shed for the first time today. Couldn't make it stick on the bottom. Here comes Corey Hoover around the outside lane of the racetrack. I don't know if he's going to be able to pick up the gas just in time. Not going to happen to get side by side with Austin Hartenfeld, as everybody remains single file at the moment. Now, Corey Hoover is a driver who was kind of was aggressive at times, but in a good way, because he was picking up positions like crazy in that Pocono race. Even though Pocono, them tires just wore out so fast, you really had to conserve them. So we know Corey Hoover has a fast car, and he's been to victory lane once already this season.
Yes, they're already completing lap 6, coming to lap 7. We are still being led by Carl Shed. He has led so far every lap here tonight. Austin Hartenfeld, though, he has tried to make that pass on him, unable to do it. Corey Hoover back there in fifth, though. Look at the 24. Riley Grant Davis, he is right there as well. He is another fast driver that just hasn't had the luck this season, but he's looking to change it here at Dover.
Last time by at the start-finish line, as all drivers pass the start-finish line, Riley Grant Davis had the fastest lap time on the racetrack. Right now, as drivers go past the start-finish line, it is going to be Corey. Nope. It is actually going to be Michael Fendelson back then in 10th place. So Riley Grant Davis, actually, last time by, had the fastest car on the track. This, the fastest car, the best lap since lap 1 is Corey Hoover with a 22.430. This is a 1 mile racetrack here, folks. I like to think of this as a blown-up Bristol. A lot of banking here, not as much banking as Bristol, but still a lot of banking, some places to move around thanks to dynamic track surfaces on the iRacing sim. So far, it's Carl Shed, Austin Hartenfeld, Corey Hoover, Michael Laraya, Riley Grant Davis. We're top 5. Any battles going on the racetrack here, Dave? Just kind of scrolling through the field. Everybody is single file, and I mean literally everybody. There isn't really a challenge for position on the speedway. If anybody's going to challenge anything, it may be for that second spot, because Hoover's kind of pushing the pressure on Hartenfeld just a little bit.
Yeah, but meanwhile, look at Austin Hartenfeld. He's trying to put a little pressure there on Carl Shed. I think what he's trying to do is get up there and get that mirror full to kind of spook Carl Shed to make a mistake, allowing him to make it. But look back here, Michael Laraya was thought about looking to the inside of Corey Hoover. They are going to go back down to single file.
Laraya thought he would take a look down in turn number 1 last time by. Could not make the pass stick. Or that was down in turn 3, excuse me. There is a battle going on the speedway right now between the 51 of Bradley Burke and the number 9 of Trevor Rapolo. Rapolo, excuse me. Sorry, Trevor. Good looking number 9 machine right there. He's been so far keeping pace with everybody. Running in 6th position right now. He actually just got passed up by Bradley Burke in the 51 machine. That 51 machine right there in the top 5 at Interstate Batteries Chevrolet. No battles up towards the front just yet, even though Austin Hartenfeld might look towards the inside. He's actually going to push and draft Carl Shed. There's a little bit of that here at Dover, even though the corners do come up quick. So far, everybody minding their P's and Q's in the first 14 laps of this event here tonight for the Dover 150.
Yeah, most definitely. Now the question is how long can these guys go on a tank of fuel? Are we going to see 2 pit stops, or is this going to be a 3 pit stop race?
Well, 150 laps. I don't know. You know, it's kind of funny you say that, Davis, because at Pocono a week ago, we've seen a mixed bag of pit stop strategies, really. But a majority of them really took 4 tires. There would have been a couple drivers that I thought were going to run out of gas, and some drivers actually couldn't make it to the end, like Joshua Adams was one of them. I'm trying to think who else was another. I think Walker Thomas was another, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So with that being said, Dave, I want to look through the list here. I want to see who's the big. Oh, we got Hartenfels got really loose coming out the corner. He did not pull out to make a pass. He got loose coming off turn 4. You mentioned it, Dave. Turn 4. Miles almost grabbed Austin there.
Yeah, there's that little bump. Just that little subtle bump. If you hit it wrong, I mean, you got to be careful. If you hit it wrong or on the throttle too hard, it's going to kick that back end around, and next thing you know, you're going to be tasting a little bit of that inside wall.
Yeah, these high-powered Gen 6 NASCAR Monster Energy Cup cars are, I mean, in hot, slick conditions, the throttle is really sensitive, and when it's really sensitive like that, the car can go for an easy spin. And here's the bottom dollar kicker. Each driver is using a fixed setup. What that means is this is a fixed setup. Everybody's driving the same setup, and you cannot make adjustments to them to that. So you have to find a way as a driver, okay, how hard can I get into the gas? How much can I get into the gas? Where can I pick up the throttle? How much brake do I use entering the corner? All them variables just start coming in as a driver in your head. As we got Lariah going after Hoover right now, he looked like he was going to, couldn't make anything happen. It still remains Carl Shed, Austin Hartenfels, Corey Hoover, Michael Lariah, and Riley Grant Davis, the top 5.
Yeah, I have a feeling, though, Tanner, I honestly think this race is going to come down to fuel mileage and pit strategy.
I sure hope it does, because usually I like having my trusty old calculator out. I kind of do whenever I'm sim racing. I have a calculator on the side. And we do got a caution on the speedway. Caution, I believe it's number 88 of Joshua Adams on the front stretch. Yes, it is.
Well, we're going to pull up the Dre Broadcasting instant replay here. We are going to focus on the 88 of Joshua Adams. See if we can see what happened as he was looking to the inside there of the 39 machine of Bronson Stafford. And, looks like some contact between him and I think it's the 2 machine of Justin Munsell.
It is, as what happened with that is, why did the number 2 tag the 88? Well, I tell you what, the 88 actually got really loose coming off the corner of turn number 4. As you mentioned, Dave, at turn 4, it just got really loose on him, and Justin Munsell tried to check up, but he got into the right rear quarter panel of Joshua Adams, causing damage to Joshua. Pit road's going to open this time by, so these drivers would have an easy entrance to pit road. There's the commitment line in real lifetime NASCAR. There's the iRacing commitment line right there. Do not hit the barrels. Carl Shed just blinked out. Now that could either be a hardware issue or an internet connection issue. Either way, we'll have a new race leader entering pit road this time by if Carl Shed doesn't come back. As pit road is now open, everybody's down. I assume everybody's going to take 2 tires. I cannot really foresee anybody to take 2 tires unless you're feeling lucky. Here we go. Everybody's down pit road. I'm seeing right sides going up on everybody on pit road here. Tires are getting swapped out. Left side's going up. Yep, left sides are going up. I am not seeing no 4-tire pit stop. Here's a 4-tire pit stop done, and he's away. And it's going to be Corey Hoover winning the race off pit road. That was a dead even tie. Who got that? Austin Hartenfels looks like Hoover got caught speeding on pit road. 35 miles an hour for Corey Hoover. He tried to speed that thing up. Oh, yeah, he was going 49 miles an hour and really had to put on the brakes down to 35, and they still busted him for speeding.
Like you said, not just do you have to worry about your entrance onto pit road, you got to worry about the exit as well.
Yeah, and he was really spinning them tires, getting out of his pit box. And folks, those pit boxes are concrete on the sim. It's not asphalt. That asphalt's where the 88 is on pit road. He's driving on the asphalt. So a little bit of an update. Carl Shed fell through. Throughput fell to the unacceptable level, which means he had an internet connection problem or some kind of hardware issue that forbidded him from keeping him in the sim. So iRacing had to kick him out. It's a whole thing that's kind of hard to explain if you're a computer geek. I wish I was a computer geek, but I'm really not. But it's just one of those things where you lose connection to the internet. So that's very unfortunate for Carl Shedd. He was having a tremendous run here, leading the first 20 laps of this event here at Dover. So right now, this is going to hand over the lead to Austin Hartenfels. Michael Araya in second, Bradley Burke in third, fourth place, Riley Grant Davis, and the 14 of Michael Fennelson. Now, Corey Hoover got a speeding penalty. He'll start 16th, even behind lap traffic. So he is tail end Charlie because he sped on pit road. So hopefully Corey can get up through the field without incident. We should see the 1 to go signal this time by. Keep an eye on the pace car. That would tell the drivers that it's a 1 to go. Until we go green next time by. Yep, 1 to go. Double file them up, boys.
Yep, it's ready to go back green flag racing. We saw a good 21 lap stint there of green flag racing. Fortunately, a little incident, but that is going to bring out our first caution of the night. But these guys still got 126 more laps to go.
See, the chat here tonight's pretty active here tonight, so I'm going to bring you guys up a little bit of Dover trivia question. A Dover trivia question. So if you're a NASCAR fan, you might know this answer, and you may not know this answer. But here it goes. Who was the most poles at Dover? Who has won the most poles at Dover? I'll reveal my answer in a while here as we are going to go back green flag racing. Appreciate all the good thoughts and feedback, guys, here in the comment tonight. Hope you're enjoying the race. I'm definitely enjoying the race. That was a pretty good green flag stint that we had in the first ladder of the 23 laps that we ran it. So here we go. Austin Hartenfels, your race leader. He can go in anytime as he wishes. There he goes. He's clear all around of Michael Araya. We are back green flag racing for the second time today.
Yeah, Michael Araya took a good advantage there, getting down into the second position with Bradley Burke right there behind him. Michael Fennelson sitting in fourth. Riley Grant Davis still rounding out your top 5 there in 5th. That nice looking 24 3M machine.
Seeing a couple drivers, actually quite a few drivers have been trying to move up to the field. One of the biggest guys is Michael Fennelson. Started 13th. He's up to the 4th position. In that red number 14. He actually wants to try to look towards the inside on Bradley Burke. Nothing producing there. So another driver kind of moving up through the field. He's actually in the middle of the field, actually, Dave. But that's going to be Jacob Adams. Started 17th up to 11th. And right behind him is Corey Blevins, 21st to 12th so far. But I have a feeling Michael Fennelson wants to challenge for a spot on the speedway. He's been looking towards the inside. He's been getting good runs off the exit of the corners. Right there you had a little bottleneck. That means loose. In my terms, it's called loose. Coming off the quarter of the racetrack, which killed his momentum. But it is all Austin Hartenfels, who's pulled out a pretty good distance, 0.5 of a second on the speedway so far. Michael Araya in the Lowe Chevrolet in second. Interstate Battery Chevrolet of Bradley Burks in third. And the number 14, I'm trying to read that front end of the race car there, see what he's driving. That would be it's a one what do you call it? One of them sport cars. It's always nice to carry somebody on board with you like that as well. Now number 14, Toyota. Usually he's driving Mobil 1 this week, but so far it's a tribute to somebody. Riley Grant Davis in that top 5, that beautiful looking 3M machine. Actually, I think that's one of the best 3M looking paint schemes in Jeff Gordon, in my opinion. It's got all black in the background. Maybe it's the same colors, but looking pretty stout right now.
Well, Tanner, I'm looking at the chat here. We've already got one guess on that trivia question. He's going with Dale Jarrett.
Dale Jarrett. Interesting.
Now we got Timothy Petito tuning in. He's His guess is David Pearson. So we've already got a couple answers. Let's just give these guys a little bit more time. So once again, who has the most poles here at Dover? You know the answer, put it in there. Tanner's going to reveal the actual answer here in a little bit.
And usually, folks, I would like to do that every week. You know, throw some kind of trivia for you guys to talk about just a little bit. But I tell you what, I just wonder how many of you guys use Google. But nonetheless, oh, we got trouble. Michael Fennelson on the back stretch in turn 3. Caution is out. How did nobody else get involved in that? Oh, brother. I'll have to take a look here, Dave, on the Dre Broadcasting replay. What did you see in your vantage point, Dave?
Well, taking a look here at the replay as he was riding right behind the 51 machine of Bradley Burke. Oh, he made contact with the apron, got up into that outside wall, and that set him down, but he is able to lock those wheels up, and everybody was able to go around him.
Man, tremendous driving by everybody to avoid that. And I tell you what, despite the damage on Michael Fennelson, that's great driving right there, because you got very little room to save that at Dover, especially when you're always on banking. That is a very tough thing to do. But good save on Michael Fennelson's part despite the damage. But yes, that apron, he clipped that apron, it just totally upset the race car, and it just went for a ride. I mean, I tell you what, Michael Fennelson, he was just a passenger in that Toyota.
Well, usually with tracks like this, though, I mean, that's pretty much what it just turns out to be. Once you get into the wall, you just, you definitely just kind of are hanging on for the ride.
That's pretty much what it is. Pit road is open this time by. Everybody should be hitting their pit box. Do not overdrive your pit box, and definitely don't speed like we seen Corey Hoover sped on pit road. Right side's going up. Is anybody going to take a 2-tire gamble? That was about 10 laps on tires. Oh, nope. I'm seeing everybody taking 4 tires. Bradley Burke's on 4 tires. Here comes the 5. And looks like Austin Hartenfeld is going to be the winner off pit road. That 5 machine is Joseph Tice. Joseph Tice, we haven't really talked about him all night. He's been pretty quiet.
Well, there's a lot of big names in the back that we haven't really got to talk about. 38 is Shane Thierry, and he's running back in 9th place. Bronson Stafford running back in 13th. Robert Kenny, he's running back there in 15th. He's just kind of biding his time there. So, I mean, we still got a lot of big names there back in. So, I mean, we got still a lot of time, though, as we're under our second caution here at Dover International Speedway.
Walker Thomas did stay out to lead a lap, and now he's going down pit road. Carl Shedd has rejoined the server here after some internet problems or whatnot. Can't really 100% diagnose what the issue was, but I tell you what, he is back, but he's only 3 laps down, and if he stays out at the 1 to go signal, he will receive the wave around, which means he'll have to catch up to the tail end of the field and kind of hope he gets more cautions so he can get back on the lead lap, because he knows he's got a fast car.
Yeah, most definitely. But right now, the guy in the lucky dog spot, if we go under caution again, it's going to be that 88 of Joshua Adams, who's currently 1 lap down after being involved in that big incident that brought out the first caution. So he's in the lucky dog spot. So if we get another caution, he'll be back on the lead lap. Then Carl Shedd will just kind of have to bid his time just to get back further into this race.
Most definitely. All right, so who's got the most poles at Dover? That being said, one of the guys in chat did get it right. It is David Pearson with 6. 6 poles for David Pearson here at Dover. Jimmy Johnson is one of those drivers that has the most wins.
You know, I would have thought, though, Dale Jarrett, I know he was real strong here at Dover when he raced.
Yeah, he was, but believe it or not, he is not on the most top 10s, most top 5s, or most wins or poles. It would be most wins, Jimmy Johnson. Most poles, David Pearson. Most poles by an active driver is Ryan Newman. And yes, I do have a sheet that I'm reading this off of, by the way, here, folks. So as I was setting up before we went live here tonight, just to get a trivia question in for everybody. But If you want another trivia question, kind of a harder one, this is going to wrap your brain just a little bit. What active driver today in NASCAR, and this is just the Cup Series, has won in every manufacturer, including points and non-points? I want to see if anybody gets this one. I'm going to have to keep an eye on the chat as we're about to go green here. Austin Hartenfels, Bradley Burke, Michael Laraya, Riley Grant Davis, Joseph Tice, your top 5. Pace car's in. It's all Austin Hartenfels. About to go green here. If he gets a good restart just like last time, he will be okay. And there he goes. Caught Bradley Burke sleeping, I bet. We're back racing at Dover.
Yeah, caught him sleeping a little bit, but not enough for Michael Laraya to be able to get around him. Riley Grant Davis moving up into that 4th position. Joseph Tice now breaking into the top 5, but look right there behind him. The 28 machine of Ryan Dyson sitting there in 6th, as he is actually working on the 9 of Trevor Rapolo.
Hornet's Nest. Oh, we got a blinking Hornet's Nest here. Somebody's blinking bad. And I tell you what, blinking like that in a pack like that, that's scary. I don't care who you are, but that is just scary. But at the same time, when you're up here in the booth or you're watching this live here on Dre Broadcasting Network, it's actually entertaining to watch. Watching these guys maneuver around that. But I tell you what, these guys are sorting themselves out right now. Looks like Tice got around the 24 machine of Riley Grant Davis. I want to see Laraya here. Might be going after Bradley Burke. Not happening yet. Kind of seeing throughout the field here, Dave, if anybody else is doing a side-by-side battle. I'm seeing one in the back of the pack. I don't know about you, but I am. Who's that? Justin Munsell back there? It was Munsell. It was Walker Thomas going underneath Munsell last time, down 3 and 4. He's up there in the high side. He's going to get a good run off the corner exit. We do got to battle a little towards the front here, maybe mid-pack. Like to check that out. Maybe not anymore. See, every time I'm trying to click on these drivers to see where the battles are at, it goes away. How about the 88 machine right here? 88 machine of Joshua Adams. 1 lap down, trying to get back on the lead lap, going underneath Jamie Dyson. It's not really a battle for position, though.
I tell you what, look at the 33 of Corey Hoover. We seen him get that speeding penalty on pit road. Not this last caution, but the caution before. He has already moved up to 6th position after starting in the back of the field.
He wasn't worried about that speed penalty. He's got a fast hot rod and he knows it.
Well, the only problem is a lot of drivers, though. I mean, you got to watch getting in that back of the field, because if there's a wreck in front of you, that could be the end of your night.
Man, I tell you what, man, he hooked that 5 car's bumper, man. That 5 car just fishtailed a little bit coming off the corner of turn 4. And that was actually a battle. The 24 machine of Riley Grant Davis was going underneath the 5 of Joseph Tice, and Hoover looked like he wanted to take advantage of that.
Yeah, most definitely, but, you know, I mean, got to give him credit, starting the back of the field, already up into the 6th position, as he is right behind the 5 of Joseph Tice. And look at Bradley Burke, though. He's right there with Michael Laraya behind him, but meanwhile, Austin Hartenfeld's already pulled out to 0.5 of a second lead over 2nd place Bradley Burke.
He definitely is. And as this is a pretty good battle, Corey Hoover, and then you got Ryan Dyson there. Ryan Dyson's been pretty quiet this evening so far. A lot of good name drivers. Been pretty quiet, but that's okay, because we still got an early portion of this race. We're coming down to about 100 laps to go in just a few laps. The only battle on the track's between Dyson and Tice.
Yeah, Ryan Dyson's down on the inside. Tice is running up that middle lane. So, but it looks like Tice is going to get the slingshot off the exit of turn 2, and it's going to keep the 28 of Ryan Dyson behind him.
That was a real good shot off the corner of the exit he got right there. That's pretty cool to watch. No, nothing happened up. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
I tell you what, if you watch these cars, though, looking at coming out of turn number 2, when they get up next to the wall, you can see these cars fishtailing. So these drivers, let's go into the cockpit here with the 28 of Ryan Dyson. Let's watch his hands and see what he's doing, because you know these cars are a handful As you see him, he's got to go right and left on that steering wheel, keep that car under control coming off the exit of these turns.
Right and left. That's the way I play golf. Right, left, right, left.
The only way I play golf is usually chasing the ball in the water.
But I tell you what, this track, sometimes it feels like a roller coaster if on iRacing. You know, sometimes when you have them real beefed up sim rigs, you know, and you're going down in the corner and you can feel the bumps in the seat because you got that hooked up. I think it's called, I don't know what it's called. I think it's called a butt kicker if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I tell you what, I've talked to some guys on iRacing that have those devices where you can feel the bumps within the seat and your seat's moving around. They say Dover is like a roller coaster ride.
You know, it is called the butt kicker, and I mean, it just doesn't work for iRacing. I mean, you can put it on your computer chair. It works for racing, other racing games, role-playing games. It works. I mean, it just helps submerge you into what you're playing. Definitely got to check them out. Check out the butt kickers.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I necessarily don't really call iRacing a quote video game. I mean, a video game is pretty much like people making the racetrack. iRacing didn't really make these racetracks. It's more like they go to the racetrack, they laser scan the track and the car, and they implement that into the computer. And that's one thing that really separates it from the video game world is just that that everything's laser scanned. So you're feeling every bump, every dip within the steering wheel. And it's really a lot of fun. I'm sure a lot of you guys who are in the chat tonight have tried iRacing before and have really enjoyed it too. So, and iRacing, in my opinion, is the greatest sim on earth. But nonetheless, go ahead.
I think though, Tanner, they're adding a new element to iRacing here soon. Day to night transitions.
I can't wait for that. I am so pumped for that. But nonetheless, it is Austin Hartenfels, folks, still up towards the front. Nobody has yet to challenge for the lead, but I think we might have one cat that's going to challenge him for the lead. And he's been gaining on Hartenfels. That is Michael Laraya, championship point leader.
Yeah, he's closed that gap down to just under 0.2 of a second. So he's all over that back bumper there. He is looking to try to find a spot where he can stick his nose in there, probably down underneath of Austin Hartenfels, making Hartenfels go up. Here he goes. He's going to look to the inside, coming into the turn. He is going to get there. They're going to be side by side.
How many times have you seen a Lowe's Chevrolet up front at Dover?
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
Been up there a lot.
This is his home turf, my opinion. This is his track, and it's a skillful racetrack for sure. I mean, you got to have a lot of talent and skill those drivers do when you're driving Dover. Michael Laraya is just one of them guys. You know, he likes his racetrack. Now he's he's only 2/10 behind, so he's always got a fast hot rod. It's just a matter of trying to pass Austin Hartenfels. So far, I don't think we have seen a battle for the race lead yet, Dave, under green flag conditions. As far as a lead change.
No, we haven't, but I'm going to go back here to the chat, Tanner, for your question. Looks like these guys are stuck between Ryan Newman and Casey Kane. Got a couple people going with Casey Kane. Got one there going for Ryan Newman. So they're out there trying to guess. A couple good guesses out there.
All right, well, since we are under green flag conditions here and we have not seen a lot of battles on the speedway so far, everybody has been taking it pretty easy in the early going of this race, especially this middle part of the race. The answer is Casey Kane. Whoever got that right, congratulations. Sorry, I ain't got anything to give all you guys for the trivia questions here. Maybe we'll come up with something down the road in the future. But for now, you got Dave Pearson for the most polls. And yes, Casey Kane is the answer. Has won in every single manufacturer since its start in the NASCAR Cup Series, either if it's points or non-points. Battle for the lead possibly shaping up here, Dave. Laraya got a huge run off turn 2, decided not to take it. But I tell you what, I've been watching Laraya. He's changed up his line, enter in high, go exiting low, which is causing him to get the good run. He wants the challenge for the top spot, looking towards the inside. I don't think nothing's going to produce just yet. Hartenfels gets a nice run coming off the exit of the corner. Nothing there just yet as The top 17 cars are on the lead lap, separated by 11.5 seconds.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are 62 laps into tonight's race, 88 laps remaining. This will be a good time to go ahead and take our first commercial break of the night. Give everybody a chance to refill their drinks and refill their snacks. Once again, you are watching the Dre Broadcasting Network as we are bringing you the Profile Machine Products Cup Series powered by our Expression and Upper Edge Racing. We'll be right back here on the Dre Broadcasting Network.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back to the 2017 Upper Edge Racing League's Profile Machine Products Cup Series powered by Our Expression. Here at the Dover International Raceway for the Dover 150, we have a new race leader. It is Michael Araya, who was putting the pressure as we were going to commercial break on Austin Hartenfels. Hartenfels is still keeping tabs with Araya, just hasn't been able to do anything with them. So new leader, Michael Araya. Austin Hartenfels in second, Bradley Burke in third. We do got a battle for the fourth spot, though. Joseph Tice going to try to go underneath the 24 Chevrolet, or should I say the 3M Chevrolet. Riley Grant Davis. Not even at the line right there. Joseph Tice beat him to the line. Corey Hoover's in sixth. Ryan Dyson in seventh. Eighth place, Shane Tyrion. Ninth place, Trevor Rapolo. And rounding out the top 10, Jacob Adams.
Well, taking a look here, Tanner, these guys are 38 laps since their last pit stop. That means only 77 laps to go. So we are approaching the halfway point of tonight's race. I think we're getting ready to see some green flag pit stops maybe soon.
I hope so, because I want to see who's going to be able to how are they going to get the pit road on a green flag? Are they going to try to get in really aggressive by getting on the brakes really hard, or are they going to try to go down in turn number 3 and just hit the apron there and just kind of slow it down as much as they can, get down to 35 miles an hour? Because by the time you are hitting turn 3, you are going about 170, 180, 75, 180 miles an hour. And you got to knock it down to 35 miles an hour. So that's a very tough thing to do without spinning out and stuff like that, because you are on worn tires. Or you're on hot tires.
Well, we are now halfway point in tonight's race, so... Alright, guys. Now's your time. Here's the question I want to get. Who do you think's going to come away with the win? Is it going to be a long shot like the 38 of Shane Tiernan sitting back in 9th? Could it be the 25 of Corey Blevins sitting in 10th? Could it be the 5 of Joseph Tice sitting in 4th? Or will it be between Michael Laraya and Austin Hartenfels? Let's hear what everybody out there in the chat thinks.
Yeah, I'm curious to know that too. And you guys in the chat, have been awesome. Thank you for the support, and feel free to chat with us. Say anything you'd like here. Michael Fennelson manually disconnected from the server, so he did not have the night he was hoping for tonight. He is second in points. Trying to see what happened to Michael Fennelson. Nothing really. Oh yeah, he actually got loose, Dave, coming off turn 4, hit the inside wall. It did not bring out a caution because he didn't really spin out. So Michael Fennelson decided he is going to call it a night. We do got a green flag pit stops though, as they're coming out pit road now, Dave. So that being said, I'm going to jot this down here on when they pitted. All right. So with that being said, we have 2 drivers that pitted. It was 2 drivers that were in the top 10. One of them we have talked about, Riley Grant Davis, in the 24 3M Chevrolet, and Corey Hoover, who had a pit road speeding penalty earlier, has pitted. Now, those 2 drivers are currently 2 laps down. It is easy to go 2 laps down here at Dover, but here is the kicker, Dave. They're going to have so much faster lap times than everybody else. Here comes Michael Laraya. Here comes Austin Hartenfels. 45 laps. New race leader, Bradley Burke. Pit road's going to get busy here, Dave. I see Justin Munsell on pit road.
Well, that is going to put him at 45 laps. We got 70 laps to go. That means we're going to have another pit stop here, Tanner.
Oh, my Lord. Riley Grant Davis Corey Hoover ran the fastest time on the racetrack. He is running 22.8 compared to the race leaders. Last time was at 24.5, and some of them 24.8. Huge lap time tire differences. We got more drivers on pit road. I see the 51 machine hitting the pits. That is Bradley Burke. He will surrender that lead to Joseph Tice, who's coming on the line now. We have pit stops underway. I just want to see how long you can make it here, Dave, because we got 68 laps to go. Drivers are hitting pit road now. If I see any driver hitting pit road, I want to get the pit road, because the longer I stay out there, the longer those guys that pitted, the more they're going to gain on me. Because I got to get to 35 miles an hour into my pit box. Nice and clean into my pit box, 35 miles an hour out. And then I don't want to enter the racetrack in front of everybody, so I'm going to have to stay on the apron of the racetrack until I'm off the complete exit of turn 2 and just safely blend in with the field.
Well, I tell you what, it looks like Joseph Tice, though, he's going to be running it dry. You don't think he'd be trying to make it on just one more pit stop, do you?
We've seen it happen for multiple drivers here in this league here, Dave, and it looks like he's going for it. Trevor Rapolo is one of those drivers who are going to do the same thing. Shane Tiernan's another. Ryan Dyson is going to be another one. Walker Thomas, who we surprisingly have not seen him up towards the front today, really. He's going to try. He's in the top 5 right now. Drivers that have pitted, Corey Hoover, Riley Grant Davis, Michael Laraya, Bradley Burke, Austin Hartenfels, Justin Munsell all have pitted. Now, here is the kicker between Joshua. Actually, I want to go to Corey Hoover the separation between Corey Hoover and Michael Laraya. The difference between those drivers is 4 laps. So where is Hoover here? Corey Hoover is actually in 3 and 4. Michael Laraya is coming off 4, so he's just keeping tabs with Riley Grant Davis and Corey Hoover. So they did gain an advantage. However, it's not by much.
Yep, taking a look here. Joseph Tice, our leader, he is now at 52 laps with 63 laps to go. I think he's going to push it. He's going to try to make us on just one more pit stop.
It's either you're going to play the tire strategy or the fuel strategy. I tell you what, I've been a victim of the both. I've been bitten quite a few times on them strategies, or tried to pull off a strategy, and I thought that would work. Didn't happen. So after the green flag pit stops, I want to do something, David, to kind of go through the field, get everybody a little bit of airtime for themselves too, and kind of talk about that driver just a little bit as well. We'll do that after the green flag stops, but I can tell you folks, we do have 62 coming to 61 laps to go. We've only had 2 cautions for 8 laps, so it's been a fairly good, clean race today. Somebody did mention in the chat that it was a great race that they're watching, so I'm glad that they are enjoying the race just as much as I am up here in the booth. So it's Joseph Tice, has been 55 laps. The top 9 drivers, 55 laps since the last seen pit road, including caution flags. So give or take about 53, 52 laps on them tires. Nobody is coming down pit road this time by that I know of that's on the lead lap. So we'll have to try again next time by. See any battles going on, Dave, throughout the track?
Nothing I see. I mean, they're pretty spread out after the start of those green flag pit stops. And I think it's just going to get more and more spread out here. Looks like we might have a little bit of a battle. Oh, we have contact with the 33 of Carl Shed. Looks like that's going to be the 8 machine. He's going to spin.
We got
down.
a huge wreck. Huge accident on the track. Oh, yeah, huge wreck. Oh, my goodness. Well, I could say that's a big one here at Dover. We've seen a couple of them before, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. We definitely have. But let's pull up the Dre Broadcasting replay. As we focus here on the 8 of Joshua Adams. Or the 8, yeah, Jacob Adams, I'm sorry. And it looked like contact between him and the 33 coming off the turn. He got loose. And he got down into the 33, up into the track. Everybody trying to lock him brakes up to avoid it. Let's go here to the Goodyear blimp and take a look from above. This is going to affect a lot of drivers' race here tonight.
Dave, I do want to get a non-board of the 44 Michael Laraya if you're able to. But yeah, you're in the blimp view here, and there's definitely contact. Looks like the 8 car just ticked the rear end of the 33, causing the 33 hit the outside wall.
Yeah, we are on board here with the 44 Michael Laraya. Somehow he gets through this accident. Wow. I mean, he missed both of them.
Yeah, I was just thinking in my head, Dave, just wait until you see this.
Yeah, the viewers are going to have a great time looking at that.
He didn't hit anything, man. He drove through that like it was nothing. That was great driving by Michael Laraya. Great driving. But I tell you what, that changes up a little bit of a game plan, because all the drivers on the lead lap are down pit road getting 4 fresh Goodyears. They are coming out, and the winner off pit road is going to be Joseph Tice. Winning the race off pit road, Robert Kenny stays out on the speedway. Trevor Rapolo in 2nd, 3rd, Shane Tyrion, 4th, Walker Thomas, 5th, Ryan Dyson. That's the race off pit road.
Here's a scenario for you, though. Robert Kenny is our new race leader right now, the 10. He's got 57 laps on his tires. Jacob Adams sitting in 2nd. He's got 59. Tanner, we only got 57 laps to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Holy cow, he's pitting right now, Robert Kenny, but yeah, now it's time to break out the calculators. And I hope Robert Kenny is one of those drivers that has the calculator and he's doing it under caution flag. But he's going to pit right now. So is Joshua Adams. Who was the lucky dog under his caution, Dave. Do you remember? I'm gonna. Well, while you're thinking of that, I am literally gonna go take a look.
Yeah, we're gonna have a new race leader though. New race leader is gonna be the 5 of Joseph Tice. He is gonna win the race off of pit road. The 45 of Carl Shed right there behind the pace lap. Once they get the lights off, he is gonna get the wave around the pace car 2 laps down. But the laps are ticking down here. We got 56 laps to go here at Dover International Speedway.
Michael Laraya was the driver that got the lucky dog, so congratulations to Laraya on getting on the lead lap. He was one of those top contending drivers here tonight at Dover, but the caution came out that pinned him a lap down, but he actually got on the lead lap thanks to that accident. So that whole driving through the middle, the drivers that was ahead of him that got involved in that accident were contention for the lucky dog, but they were all involved in the accident. So iRacing doesn't give you the lucky dog if you've been in some kind of incident on the racetrack. It usually would go to the next driver, which in this case, Michael Laraya. So Laraya is back on the lead lap. The drivers that it hurt tonight, that caution, is Bradley Burke, Austin Hartenfels, Justin Munsell, Corey Hoover, Jamie Dyson, Joshua Adams, all 1 lap down. Carl Shedd's going to take another wave around here. And Riley Grant Davis is another driver with a torn up race car. Very unfortunate. 1 to go this time by. Joseph Tice, Trevor Rapolo, Shane Tyrion, Walker Thomas, Ryan Dyson, your top 5. Corey Blevins in 6th, Robert Kenny in 7th. Michael Araya back on the lead lap is in 8th. 1 lap down in 9th is Joshua Adams. Bradley Burke in 10th, a lap down. Oh boy. So that changed up the field, Dave. We got some new players up towards the front, at least in the top 3. And now, right now, Joseph Tice leading for the first time today. I shouldn't say for the first time today. This is going to be the first restart. He's going to be the leader. Pace car is going to make a hard left down pit road. It is going to be all that 5 machine right there on the bottom. He'll go whenever he wishes as a race leader. He is the control car. Green flag is out. We're back racing here at Dover. Car in the wall. Walker Thomas spins the tires. He's going to lose a lot of momentum. He is backing up, dropping like a rock, backs everybody else up. Everybody else checked up for him. Now he's going to get going. Oh man, he scraped the wall again coming off turn number 2 ever so slightly. He's got some rear end damage. I think somebody hit him in the rear end after that on this restart here.
Well, he did a good job. He only dropped back to 5th. Robert Kenny sitting there in 6th. Michael Laraya 7th. Actually, Michael Laraya just completed the pass, moving up into 6th. So, but he is on the move. Let's see here, taking a look. Where is Corey Hoover? He is back in 13th. Currently 1 lap down as we are 52 laps to go here, being led by Joseph Tice.
Laraya going underneath Adams, not for position on the track. Adams dropping like a rock. Just a little bit there. He looks like he's got under control. Walker Thomas seems like he's got everything under control right now. Now with Austin Hartenfeld right behind him, that would not be for position. On the speedway, Austin Hartenfeld's 1 lap down. Been an interesting race all race long here, boys. But I tell you what, we might have a battle for the race lead. Shane Tyrion all over that back bumper of Joseph Tice. Going underneath down turn number 1.
50 laps to go. They know it's go time. Running 22, 23 second lap times. You know, that's about 3 laps every minute.
It definitely is. So Shane Tyrion becomes your new race leader for the first time today at Dover. Now, Shane Tyrion, we haven't really talked about him too much. Let's see here. I kind of want to see where he is in the points standings. Shane Tyrion, 15th in points with 1 win, 2 top 5s, and 3 top 10s. Last top 10 finish was the race after Daytona, which was Atlanta Motor Speedway. That was back in June. Shane Tyrion really wanting to get himself back on up there, and he started all 11 races so far this season, so it's been a dismal season for Shane Tyrion. Actually, I take that back here, folks. Did I say 3 top 10s? Yeah, I did. They do count the dual race as a top 10 finishing position. He won the Daytona 250, and he was in the top 10 at Atlanta. So that Atlanta race was his last top 10 of the season so far. So Shane Tyrion looking back, trying to get back to victory lane, trying to gain that momentum back again. And right now he's doing a whale of a job so far in this race, keeping it clean.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's taking a look here.
We got a bottleneck here, Dave. Look at where Walker is. He's got hungry guys right behind him.
Yeah, he's got all the guys that need to get a lap back, so they need to get around him. So he's got to be careful, because I tell you what, lap traffic here at Dover plays a big part.
It definitely does. It can slow down your lap times, which will allow somebody behind you to catch you. So that's something you don't want to do. But I don't think Shane's going to have to worry about lap traffic right now. So that being said, Dave, like I said earlier, I kind of wanted to start going through the field here after the conclusion of the pit stops, but we were sidetracked by the caution. Let's start up towards the front here. Shane Tyrion was pretty much either in the top 10 or just outside the top 10, and took the strategy to stay out a little longer, and a caution came out, which is that placed him up there in the top 5. Passed Joseph Tice for the lead, and now he's the new race leader. Shane Tyrion looking to get his momentum back. Last top 10 finish, as documented, was back at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So he's looking back to get the victory lane once again for the second time this season. Joseph Tice in second. He's been in the top 10 all race long, and then by the time pit stops came along, he was in the top 5, then ended up leading the race. And he's still managing pretty good in the top 5 spot. So far running in second place, so good job for Joseph Tice. Trevor Roppolo started 5th, fell back at first, but now he's back. He's in the top 3 and hoping to get a podium, some kind of podium finish. And folks, just keep in mind, we will be talking to the top 3 drivers at the conclusion of the race today, and maybe it could be Trevor Roppolo. We'll have to wait and find out. Ryan Dyson has had a couple of dismal finishes this season. He's been running outside the top 10, even in the top 10. So far, he's in 4th place on the lead lap, just less than a second behind. Actually gained some time there on Trevor Roppolo. It's just a matter of trying to pass him. Can Ryan Dyson clinch that top 3 spot, and we can be able to talk to him again? I know he's got teammates out there on the racetrack that he does communicate to, so we'll have to keep an eye on Ryan as this race goes on. Walker Texas Thomas Ranger, as I like to call him, is currently in the 5th spot. He is really a fast guy no matter where he goes. Today, he's just not that fast. But I tell you what, now he's in the top 5 due to some strategy, and he remains in the top 5. Something to keep an eye on for a top 3 finish. Right now, he might be overtaken by Michael Araya, who's the next driver that we're talking about here in the Lowe's Chevrolet. Now, Michael was leading the race earlier. Otherwise, he was majority of the time in second place. Right now, he's trying to battle Walker Thomas, and he did receive the lucky dog last caution that put him back on the lead lap by missing a big old avoidance wreck on the front stretch with very little room. So nice driving by Michael. Now, the 7th place car is not right behind Michael, but it is right down coming off turn number 4. That is Corey Blevins. Corey Blevins has been very quiet today. He does have some pretty significant damage. He is not running the lap times anywhere near the top 5 drivers, but right now he's just trying to stick his neck out and trying to get a good solid top 10 finish today. Started 21st up to 7th. Robert Kenny, pretty much in the same scenario, going to pull off a little bit of a fuel strategy here, Dave, but he's 8.6 seconds behind the race leader. He's only running 23.7 lap times, some of the slowest times on the track at the moment. But with that being said, he's trying to make it to the distance if we stay green flag racing. Austin Hartenfels trying to find victory lane here today. Don't know if it'll happen. He'll need a caution and to avoid any kind of incident on the track. He's in 9th, but he needs to get back on the lead lap. He needs that lucky dog. Right now, he's eligible for that lucky dog, but right behind him is a driver who wants to take that away from him for that lucky dog spot is Bradley Burke, rounding out the top 10. And Bradley Burke and Austin Hartenfels were both running in the top 5 until that incident happened. So we have a couple of races going on here, Dave. We got a racing in the top 5, and a race for the lucky dog spot between Hartenfels and Burke. So two things to keep an eye on as this race goes on today. That would be your top 10 here, folks. Only 8 drivers on the lead lap as of right now. This is tremendous racing all over the track here, Dave. I mean, this is probably the cleanest racing that I have seen at Dover. And I must say, just kind of reading that top 10, Dave, I mean, we still got a little bit ways to go here, really, and realistically, even though we're past halfway. We got 34 to go, and anything can happen. So, give or take, it's still anybody's race.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are 33 laps remaining here at Dover, so we are going to take our final commercial break of the evening here on the Dre Broadcasting Network, the Profile Machine Products Cup Series, powered by R Expression and Upper Edge Racing. Once again, you are watching Dre Broadcasting Network. If you haven't already, hit that sub button up top, hit the thumbs up, type in chat, let us know what you think. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.
You wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, folks, to Dover International Speedway for the 2017 Upper Edge Racing League's Profile Machine Cup Series, Profile Machine Products Cup Series, powered by Our Expression. We're coming down to the wire here, folks. 25 laps remaining here at the Dover International Speedway. 3 cautions for 24 laps. Shane Tyrion remains out front, but he is now followed closely by Joseph Tice and Trevor Rapolo, who is separated only by 2/10 of a second. 2 drivers. Michael Laraya in 4th spot right now, trying to get back on up there. He's doing everything he can. Strategy kind of bit him, but so far he's in the top 5. Good run for him. And Ryan Dyson rounding out that top 5 in 5th. I want to see a battle for that top 3 spot right there, man. Dang, those guys are only separated by 3/10 of a second.
Yeah, they're nose to bumpers, so I mean, We got 25 laps, well, actually 23 laps to go. Like I said, these guys are running about 3 laps a minute, so they're still running some really good lap times. But I think Shane Tyrion, he wants it. I know Joseph Tice would love to come away with it. And I tell you, I can almost guarantee Trevor Rapolo would love to take that Chevrolet of his down on the victory lane.
I am a huge NASCAR fan, and I love looking at statistics. And I tell you what, I am like doing double duty here because I am looking at Upper Edge Racing League statistics and calling the action at the same time, and I'm actually really enjoying it. And we got a battle for the race lead, Joseph Tice and Shane Tyrion. Tice on the bottom, challenging Tyrion for the lead. Trevor Rapolo is sitting in the popcorn seat if anything happens to the top 2 guys. And here comes Lariah, only separated. Lariah's coming too. Tice beats him to the line right there. Close racing. Now all clear all around for Joseph Tice. Now Rapolo is going to try to take advantage of this, coming off turn number 2. He still wants to try for it. He wants to go for position on the speedway. Looks like he's still battling. Lariah, and here comes Lariah, who caught those guys for that battle. He's going to try to take advantage of this. He's going to go to the bottom side of the racetrack. He wants to take over 3rd spot. So just in a couple laps, Dave, Shane Tyrion lost 3 spots. And nowhere to go on that high side of the racetrack. So Shane Tyrion backs up to 4th. Joseph Tice to the lead. Trevor Rapolo in 2nd place. And Michael Lariah in 3rd. What is I'm going to look up, speaking of stats here, I want to see here Joseph Tice's stats. Joseph, 9th in points, 2 wins, 4 top 5s, 4 top 10s. He has won this year. Won at Charlotte, and whatever the Profile Machine 200 was, that would have been 2 races before Charlotte, actually. Yep, that was at Las Vegas. So 2.5 mile racetracks right there for Joseph Tice.
Well, take a look here. He's already pulled out. He's now 0.5 of a second lead over Trevor Rapolo in 2nd. That man is on a mission. Trevor Rapolo, though, he's sitting there in 2nd, but he's got his hands full because right behind him, the 44, Michael Lariah, he wants to get up there as well. Shane Tyrion sitting back there in 4th. Ryan Dyson rounding out your 5th position. And there's only 16 laps to do it in, Tanner.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's only 16 laps to do it. Now, here's a pretty cool statistics right here. There's only one driver that has, actually after today's race, there's going to be only one driver that has finished in the top 10 8 times this season. That's going to be Michael Lariah. Michael Fennelson was another driver, but that streak will end today. All right, well, if caution comes out, that will change the complexion of this race. But if we remain green, it's either going to be Tice, Rapolo, or Lariah. Shane Tyrion at this stage of the race here, Dave, I don't see him catching the top 3 guys. I think he kind of burnt off his tires just a little bit. I mean, we got 14 laps to go. We're going to be coming to 13 to go at the line. And he's already 2 seconds back from the race leader.
Now, I'm taking a look at my stats here, and right now, Austin Hartenfeld has led 45 laps tonight. So mathematically, he has led the most laps here tonight. Shane Tyrion leading 29. Joseph Tice leading 27. Carl Shedd led 21 laps. Michael Lariah led 12. Walker Thomas, Bradley Burke, and Robert Kenny all leading 1 lap.
You said Joseph Tice led 28, 27?
28 laps, yes.
28 laps. So, and the 42 laps to Hartenfeld. I don't know. I want to say Hartenfeld's kind of got locked up for most laps led here tonight. But I tell you what, that's what Austin Hartenfeld's needed. It's just that he's had bad luck strike him 2 weeks in a row, really. He's run great. He's run fast lap times. We know Hartenfeld is capable of winning races. It's just that tonight's one of those nights where it just kind of struck the bad luck on a bad strategy. Actually, it was not even a bad strategy. It was a good strategy. It's just luck just didn't fall his way tonight. So he's still 1 lap down. He needs a caution to get that lucky dog.
Yeah, most definitely. But here's the thing. iRacing does not have a green-white checkered flag. So, we know lap 150 ends the race. Lap 146, if that caution comes out, the race will end under the yellow flag. We are 10 laps to go.
Yep, 10 laps to go, so no green-white checkers on iRacing. I honestly wish that would happen one day, just not going to happen right now. But hey, I'll take a day and night transition deal in the future over the green-white checkers, because I would like the race start during the daytime, and then the race will end at night. That'll be pretty cool on the oval side, but it'll be really cool on the road side to see, because iRacing does host the 24 hours events like the Le Mans 24 hours, the Daytona 24 hours, you know, all them 24-hour races, sometimes the 12 hours of Sebring, the 6 hours at the Glen, just to see time changes as time goes on. You know, it'd just be an awesome thing to watch on a simulation. So it's going to be Joseph Tice. So far, can Rapolo or Laraya catch Tice? Joseph Tice started 9th, Trevor Rapolo 5th, and Michael Laraya started 3rd.
You know, I don't think anybody's got anything for Tice, man. He is already out 7/10 of a lead. We are now 7 laps to go. I mean, to be honest, I think Trevor Rapolo and Michael Laraya, they're going to need Joseph Tice to make a mistake.
Tell you what, I thought Laraya, with being one of the fastest guys on track, as far as this race is concerned, because Laraya, prior to that big caution flag on the front stretch, he was in the top 5 and leading laps. And right now, I'm kind of surprised he hasn't really made a pass on Rapolo, or been close enough to make a pass, because Trevor Rapolo's, I'm looking at his lap times, they're stellar lap times compared to Laraya. So Trevor Rapolo, we don't see him up front. I don't see, at least not that I can recall, seeing up front too often, but this is a very good run for Trevor here tonight. I'm going to see what Trevor is in the points here at the moment. Trevor's not in the top 10 in points. Trevor is actually 24th in points with 9 starts and only 3 top 10s, 1 top 5. So, I mean, he's had a very up and down season, obviously. So, but this is a great run, and if he does finish where he's at today, it will be his best finish on the season.
Yeah, most definitely. But take a look, 4 laps to go. Next flag will end the race.
Yep. And usually, folks, it'll take time to get the cars all caught up to the pace car. Pit road's going to open, and that just takes a number of laps to do. So whatever flag comes out next is going to end the race. And there it is. Caution flag on Speedway pretty much ends the race right there. What we got, Dave?
That's going to be the 88, Joshua Adams. So we're going to pull up the Dre Broadcasting Instant Replay here, focusing on the 88 of Adams. See, we can see what happened here. Is it looks like he was riding behind the 51 of Bradley Burke. Made contact with Burke in the rear end, and he got rear-ended by the 25 of Blevins. And around he went, bringing out the caution, which is going to end the race under caution. That is going to give the win to the 5 of Joseph Tice.
It definitely will, and believe it or not, there is going to be a lucky dog. It will put Hartenfels in the lead lap. That's what iRacing will do. Is everybody's trying to stop here on the turn 3, trying to get caught up a little bit here. But Austin Hartenfels will receive the pit road is open this time. Nobody obviously is going to go down pit road, but Hartenfels is going to receive the lucky dog this time by, as we got the 2 to go mark. So this will end the race. All Joseph Tice has to do, make it 2 laps around and grab that checkered flag. There goes Austin Hartenfels getting the lucky dog. Now you're probably thinking, as a race fan, you know, why would iRacing give the lucky dog when the race is already pretty much over? Well, that's just kind of like how iRacing works with their coding. That's just how the coding is implemented, as they will give the guy 1 lap down, first guy lap down will be given the lucky dog, regardless if when we go back green or not. So Hartenfels will finish the race under green flag conditions, or not green flag conditions, on the lead lap, I should say. I'm getting all tongue-tied here. So it will be Joseph Tice grabbing the checkers here. He's got to make it around. Pace car speed here, Dave. I am looking at pace car speed, 45 miles an hour. Pit road speed's 35. We ain't got to worry about pit road. But 45 miles an hour around Dover. Well, here we go, Dave. Coming to the checkers, actually. We are on lap 150, so to the checkered flag. It is Joseph Tice winning the Dover 150 in the Upper Edge Profile Machine Products Cup Series powered by Our Expression. Congratulations to Joseph Tice. Trevor Rapolo in second, Michael Araya third, Shane Thierry in fourth, and rounding out that top five, Ryan Dyson. All right. Well, folks, we did say at the top of the show that we were going to talk to the top 3 drivers. At least we're going to try to if they are in our Discord chat here. So let's I'm going to try to find Joseph Tice. Tice is here. Okay, got him. I'm going to bring him into the... Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him in here in the booth right away. So let's talk with Joseph Tice.
Right a little more at him.
Whoa, hey, Joseph. Congratulations, Dre Broadcast Network here, man. That was a good strategy call when that big old caution happened on the front stretch, and you guys pitted. That pretty much pinned half the field a lap down. Take us through your day, man. How was it here at Dover on the since you're never even, you're on some kind of banking?
Well, it was definitely a topsy-turvy day. I'd never honestly expected to be in victory lane here. I qualified pretty poorly and just kind of ran 8th to 10th at the first half of the race, and we had a couple cautions early, and we got that long run, and I started catching up to people, and I guess it's about lap 65 or 70. A few people started pitting, and I was talking to my teammate Trevor, and I said, you know what? I said, if they pit now, I bet you they're going to pit again, and if I stretch it to about 85, 90, we might only pit once, and if this whole thing runs green, that might be good for us. So that was kind of our strategy. Everybody else between 70 and 80, they were coming in, and I told Trevor I was pitting on 95, and the caution came out on 93. So, sometimes the race and luck just happens that way, and I'm happy it did. I just got lucky on that, and from there on out, I was just pretty much, pedal to the metal, and I was following Terry in there and saving my stuff, and finally got by him, and yeah, it was a topsy-turvy race, but it turned out all right.
Tell you what, there's nothing greater feeling in the world than having a good old strategy work out in your favor. Did you or did you not anticipate you may get a good caution, or was that just kind of part of the game plan as you were going on?
Well, I mean, you never, you always kind of guess, if a caution comes out, will I be screwed or will I not? I told Trevor, I was like, if you pit, you go 2 laps down here automatically. And so, it's like, if the longer we stay out, if a caution does come out, we're golden. And so, I didn't know that one would come out, but like I said, I was 2 laps from pitting myself. And if it had turned the other way and I'd have pitted before the caution come out, we would have been pinned 2 laps down. So it just lucky.
Right, absolutely. And coming to the end of the race there, looked like you were getting passed by Shane Thierry, and it looked like he had a little bit of a faster car, and you may have burnt off your stuff. Man, you didn't give up. Came right on back, and you passed Shane with a textbook pass, by the way, on the speedway, and you held that race lead. What are your thoughts in the closing stages of the race tonight?
Well, Shane and I were just texted about that on the cool down lap. It was totally opposite. He had all the front end speed and I had the long run speed. So it was just, he was beating my back bumper for a couple laps and I was like, there's no way I'm holding him off. So honestly, I kind of let him go, and I was hoping that like the beginning of the race on the longer run, I'd pull him in and catch him. And that just happened to be because, yeah, we were just polar opposites. He was good on the front end of the run and I was better on the longer run. So.
Yeah, absolutely, Joseph. And I tell you what, you're back on top of the mountain again for the 3rd time this season. And the last time you visited Victory Lane was back in Charlotte. That was in August. And that was your last final top 5 and top 10 finish. You had a couple of dismal races of Sonoma, Daytona, and Pocono. But I tell you what, you're back on the top of the mountain again. Can you carry that momentum and get back to Victory Lane again next week at Darlington? How do you feel about Darlington?
Oh, I like Darlington. I feel pretty good about it. Yeah, like you said, man, ever since my last win, I have just been I've wrecked myself 2 of the 3 races, and then Daytona was just the big one. It just happened. So yeah, I've definitely, been down and out since my last win. So it feels really good to get this one. And yeah, looking forward to Darlington next week. I don't know that I'll be a winning car, but I really, there's just something special about Darlington. It's a fun track to drive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I even mentioned it during the broadcast, I'm constantly looking at statistics in the Upper Edge Racing League because I'm a statistic guy. I literally look up NASCAR statistics in real life too. I'm always doing that. Just kind of look up stats, and I just find it really interesting to keep looking up stats and reading them out. It's just an awesome thing. It's fun watching you up towards the front here today at Dover, and you've tamed Miles the Monster. Now you got to try to go tame the Lady in Black out in Darlington, South Carolina. So best of luck to you, Joseph, next week, and we will see you at Darlington.
Yeah, real quick, I want to shout out to my sponsors, AMD and TechCrunch, and shout out to my RBR teammate, Trevor, who finished second, his best finish of the season. Hell of a job for him. Carl, unfortunately, Carl was the fastest car. He would have won it by a mile probably tonight, but he got wrecked out. So he taught me how to, after he got wrecked out, he was giving me a few pointers. So thanks to them. Adam's not here tonight, but he's a good teammate, and Eric too. So thank you guys for broadcasting, and thanks for Ryan for putting on this awesome league.
We thank you, Joseph, for coming to talk with us here in the booth tonight, folks. That's Joseph Tice in Victory Lane here at Dover. So let's go one down to second place to Mr. Trevor Rapolo. Hopefully this is Trevor right here. It's a different name tag here, but Trevor, do you have a copy? Trevor Rapolo.
I got you, man.
Trevor, that was you've been pretty quiet at the first portion of the race in that top 10 spot. I do believe you qualified in the 5th position, but you had a chance there at some points, and you finished only 4/10 under caution flag. Tell me about your day today. It was a really good, clean day for you.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Congrats to Joseph on the win. That's like his 3rd, so he's doing really well. I'm proud of him. Really, really good to see him winning some races, and hopefully it'll be my turn soon. But I just kind of stuck around all day. I don't think I was the fastest, but I was pretty consistent. I felt like if I could get a long enough run, I might be able to do something with Joseph. But the run before that, I felt like I might have been a little bit faster. But there at the end, I was just kind of overdriving it a little bit, kind of trying to keep the 44 in my mirror, and I might have been overdriving a little bit. So I might have burnt it up a little. But overall, yeah, really, really solid day.
Yeah, absolutely. And this has got to give you some pretty good confidence heading into the next race, obviously. But this is going to be your 3rd top 10 of the season. This is going to be your 4th top 10 of the season. Your only 2nd top 5. Your best finish was a 5th, so you beat your best finish.
I like it.
And so now you got a good 2nd place under your belt. One more spot to go, and then you find yourself in victory lane. You've had an up and down. You've had an up and down season so far this season, but I tell you what, that can't take away any confidence away from you, can it?
No, I feel like I can run with these guys. I mean, I've been racing with them a long time. I'm just, I'm part-time this year. I'm not running all the races. So, I've had some bad luck here and there, but I think if I can finish the race, I can get some, solid top 5s and top 10s. I don't know where we go next week, but it definitely gives me some confidence going into it.
Yeah, we next week's going to be the Darlington Raceway, so another tough racetrack.
I like it.
Definitely. But I tell you what, as for a part-time driver, and earlier in the race, kind of towards the end, I was looking at your lap times, and Michael Araya, with him being one of the fastest guys on the track, you were pretty solid on lap times with him, and that's what really kept you out, is a real consistent, steady pace. And I tell you what, if you can run like that, man, I'm sure you will get the victory lane in one of these races. And we would love to have you in victory lane. Come up here and talk with us more often. But congratulations on your 4th top 10 of the season, your 2nd top 5 on the season. Now let's get the victory lane. How do you feel about your chances at Darlington?
Yeah, I like Darlington. It's definitely, it's kind of one of those goofy tracks, kind of like the Dover, where I think I can go into those and kind of have, pretty good. I usually have good confidence going into that place. So, I'm excited about that. Hell yeah.
Oh, definitely. You're pumped up, ready to go. Well, hopefully we get to see you next week in the top 3 once again here, there, Trevor, and best of luck to you next week. Thank you for coming and taking the time to come talk with us.
Appreciate it, man. Just a quick shout out to Racing Electronics, Ryan, and all the admins over at Upper Edge for putting this on. You guys for broadcasting, and my teammates, man, Carl, Joseph, Bruce, Adam, Eric. Good stuff. Thank you.
That was Trevor Rapaloa, folks, finishing in the second spot here at the Dover Speedway. And I tell you what, he's going to be a guy that to watch for since he's got them kind of teammates out there on the racetrack, Dave. He's going to be a guy to watch for. Let's go one more down to third place, which is Michael Araya. Michael, you had a pretty up and down season. First off, do you have a copy?
I got you guys.
Okay, just making sure I got you there. But you had an up and down race, believe it or not, in my opinion, as a race fan and watching you guys out there. I'm sitting there thinking, man, he's got one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. He's, set up for a top 3 finish. All of a sudden, that accident happened, and we literally caught an onboard of you getting through that mess, which puts you in the lucky dog position to get back on the lead lap. What were your thoughts throughout this? What was your thoughts at that time before and when it was happening and after the fact?
Well, after that pit stop, I was just trying to get all I could and kind of fall in line and make my way up through the field and pick off the cars that didn't pit. But I saw that wreck developing a mile away. We were just coming up on those guys that were still staying out, and the closing rate was just tremendous. So I could see the 33 get, I think it was 88, really loose, and I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be a wreck. So I just backed it off, and I'm like, I need to get on the brakes because I don't know where these cars are going to be going. And I just turned it right down to the apron, and I managed to squeeze by, but man, it was close. Honestly, I felt like I had one of the best cars, if not the best car tonight, but I could have easily been on the wreck or not have finished this race. So I'll take a top 3.
Yeah, most definitely. And I did mention that, in my opinion, I think you were one of the fastest cars out there tonight, and it looked like you had a really strong car. It seemed like after that caution flag, though, you had a hard time picking the way through cars. Was there a change in the handling of the car as the race went on since the track rubbered in, or how did you feel about your car in that second after that caution?
Oh, yeah, there is a huge difference with the track state, just comparing it from when the green flag fell towards the last 50 laps of the race. The track rubbered in so much that you're just pushing up the track on entry so much compared to earlier in the race. So you had to be a lot more patient. But at the same time, when you got back on the throttle, the car was just not turning nearly as well. And if you got stuck behind somebody with the dirty air, it just magnified things. So there was a couple cars that I wasn't racing with all day, and then they were there, and they were pretty good too when they were closer up to the front. So it took me more effort to get by them than I needed to have. So by the time I got to that top 3 there, my tires were just shot, and I was doing all I could to maybe search around a little bit there and figure something out to get by Trevor, but it just wasn't having it, so I just settled in.
Absolutely. You come off a win at Pocono, which gave you some good confident boosters walking into Dover here today, and you rack up a solid third place finish. You've been pretty much good no matter where we go here in the Upper Edge Racing Profile Machines Products Cup Series, powered by Our Expression. And now we're off to Darlington Raceway, one of the toughest tracks on a NASCAR circuit. How do you feel about your chances on going for victory number 3 next week at Darlington?
I feel like it's another track where I could definitely win it. If I can qualify in that top 5 and get a long run, I definitely need a long run. I'm going to be really tough there. So I can't wait for that track. In fact, the next 3 races, Darlington, Richmond, and then Chicagoland to start the playoffs. They're some of my best tracks, so I'm really looking forward to the next few weeks.
Well, I tell you what, if anybody's got anything to say about winning that championship, they got to go through you first, because you've shown nothing but consistency this season, and it's going to be it's going to be a real hard one to notch up. 9 top 5s, 9 top 10s in 12 starts. Pretty amazing stats, in my opinion. So, but Michael, thank you for coming to take your time to talk with us tonight, and we will see you next week at Darlington, excuse me.
All right, guys. Thank you.
That was Michael Araya, folks, finishing in the third spot here tonight. And Dave, that was our top 3 drivers that we usually would interview every single week. Final thoughts here at Dover. But
what a race! I mean, it was just a fantastic race. Couldn't ask for anything better. These guys put on a good show. But again, they do it every week, and I expect to see it every week because these drivers. I mean, this league is just something else.
And I tell you what, a lot of green flag racing in this league, and it's probably one of my favorite leagues to watch out there because of the green flag racing conditions that these guys do out there. It is just so fun to watch. Before we wrap her up here, Dave, I want to go through the finishing grid here. Joseph Tice to victory lane here tonight, finishing P1. Trevor Rapaloe is going to finish in second. Michael Araya in third. Shane Tyrion in fourth. Ryan Dyson rounding out the top 5. Walker Thomas will finish in sixth. Corey Blevins in seventh. Robert Kenny in eighth. Austin Hartenfels will finish in ninth, getting that lucky dog with about 2 laps to go under caution. Bradley Burke 1 lap down in 10th. Justin Munsell in 11th. Corey Hoover will finish in 12th. Joshua Adams in 13th. Pole sitter Carl Shedd will finish in 14th. Jacob Adams in 15th. Riley Grant Davis in 16th, 43 laps down. Jamie Dyson 17th, 51 laps down. Bronson Stafford in 18th. Michael Fennelson 83 laps down in 19th. Running out the top 20, Joe Lawrence and Jake Watson, 21st, who did not start the race tonight. So, folks, I'm Tanner Shart. This is David Everly. We will see you next week, same time, same place, live here on the Dre Broadcasting Network at Darlington Raceway. Take care, everybody.